my name is Ann Kent. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist and the owner of Peas and Hoppiness. Today we're going to talk about some road trip snacks to take with you. So I think a lot of times when we think of road trip snacks, we think of gas station and junk food and chips and soda. But I just wanted to, bring up some other options of things that you can keep on hand with you in the car. So I've got 5 different things for you today. The first one is whole fruits and vegetables. I think sometimes we forget that we can eat just fruits and vegetables as they are. In fact, a lot of times they come pre-packaged. Nature packages them for us. So things like oranges, which are in season right now, apples, you can wash these ahead of time. They'll last, they store well, they're gonna travel really well. But you can also take vegetables with you too. It was life-changing. One time I was on an airplane from Europe and I saw somebody eating a cucumber whole. He was eating it like an apple. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is like mind-blowing. Of course you can eat a cucumber just as is. I always think you have to slice it, but you don't. If you prefer to slice your cucumber, you can take a butter knife with you and it's really easy to slice in the car. But this is another example of something that nature has kind of pre-packaged for us with skin and everything. Another option are carrots. Of course you can do baby carrots, but I found that whole carrots you can scrub with a vegetable brush and they actually stay longer if you don't peel them ahead of time. So if you're going to be traveling for several days or if you're taking an extra long road trip, keeping fruits and vegetables whole in the peel, they're going to last longer. You can keep them cool. Even if they do get a little bit warm though, they're going to last longer than if they have been peeled and put into another container. So number 2 are some proteins. Our favorite things to take are nuts. So I have almonds that I've just roasted with a little bit of soy sauce just to give them a little bit of flavor. You could do nut butter as well. I actually really love carrots dipped in peanut butter. So if you haven't tried that, I highly recommend it. It's kind of a fun alternative to apples. Another thing that I really love are these little packages of tuna, salmon. They also have chicken. Some of these, this actually comes with a spoon included, but we'll use these with crackers and it's a nice little meal on the go. So that's pretty handy. So this or something like beef jerky would be another really good protein. You can also do cheese. Cheese does last for a while. It might get a little bit melty, but it is pretty shelf stable as well. So the harder cheeses tend to last longer. So something like sharp cheddar would be better to take than mozzarella, for example. Okay, number 3 are some healthy options for carbs. One of our favorite things to take are dried veggies. So I love these Harvest Snaps. I am not sponsored by Harvest Snaps, but I feel like I should be because we eat so many of these. The thing that I love about this is that the first ingredient on here is black beans. And so there's other things in here as well. There's also rice, and so it's not the same as eating a whole food or black beans or the vegetables that we were just talking about, but it's another really good option that has just a little bit more nutrition in them. So if you're looking for an alternative to chips, something like this is really great. You can also make your own dried chickpeas, which is another really good option. The recipe is pretty simple. You just need to season it with some oil and salt and roast them in the oven at about 400 degrees for about 30 minutes, depending on how crispy you like them. But you can also just do some whole grain crackers. So I really like, this is the off-brand of Triscuits, but the thing I like about these is that when you look at the ingredients, there's really only a few ingredients in here, but it's a pretty whole food, so that's really, really nice. If you need some other options for carbs, of course, dried fruit is a good option. I always tend to tell people to be mindful of the portion with these because you can end up eating a lot and not really realizing how much you're eating because they've taken all the water out of dried fruit. So it's got the same nutrition, but it's just concentrated, and so you might not feel as full as you would if you were eating the fruit in its original state. So not a bad option if you need something really quick, but just be mindful of the portions. Another thing I really like for carbs is popcorn. Of course, you can make your own at home or you can even grab that, but that's a really good whole grain option as well. And the serving size for that is pretty large because once you pop it, popcorn is big. So you get to enjoy lots of it, especially if you're snacking in the car, not totally paying attention. That would be a better option. Okay, number 4 are some combo foods. So with this, I think of trail mix. So we could mix some of these together and we could mix our almonds and the craisins together and make our own trail mix. So you've got a nice balance there. Or you could do something like a granola bar. So when I pick out granola bars, I look at the top 3 ingredients and I try to find one that sugar is not 2 of the top 3. So if we can limit sugar to being only one of those top 3 ingredients, it's gonna be a little bit healthier for us, a little bit lower in sugar. The other thing I look for is to see if I can visually look at the bar and I can actually see what's in it. So if I look at this and I can see that there's almonds in it, then I know that's a little bit less processed maybe than something like a Cliff Bar, which is really designed for high intensity exercise. It's been pretty processed, and so that might not be the best whole food option. So granola bars, trail mix, those are really good combo food options. Okay, number 5 are beverages, because whenever you're traveling, we tend to get dehydrated, and so it is really important to drink. But when you're stopping at a gas station, a lot of times the only things that are available are soda or diet soda. So one of our favorite drinks are these sparkling waters. I like to bring them from home. So I have 2 examples of flavors. One is a watermelon flavor, which I tried, and I swear it tastes like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. It's so great. This is mango. My boys really like the citrus ones. My 11-year-old thinks the lemon lime tastes like Sprite. So, but these have 0 sugar in them. They're just carbonated water with a little bit of flavoring. So that's something that's a little bit fun. It's really hydrating, but you're not getting a lot of the excess stuff that everybody puts in there. So those are my 5 recommendations. I'll drop a link to a blog post that describes these a little bit more in detail and actually has some links to some of the recipes like the dried chickpeas that I just mentioned. So if anybody has any questions or anybody has any other thoughts of things that they always carry with them on a road trip, I would always love to hear it. Feel free to drop a comment and let me know. Thank you everybody for joining, and I will catch you next week. Happy holidays. Bye-bye.